Last week, I took a couple of trips down to the southern tier to check in on what's been a record start to the snowy season in that area. But even downtown Buffalo has had about double the average snowfall to date so far this season. Why the fast start, and what does it mean for the rest of the season? Let's dig into that on this week's Heather's Weather Wise. Well, whether you're in Jamestown or up in Niagara Falls, the snow shovels have gotten a lot of work over the past couple of weeks. Check out some of these snow totals so far this season. Where I grew up in southeastern Pennsylvania, that would have been enough snow for 2 or 3 years. But I'll tell you what, even if you're a Western New York lifer, some of these early season numbers are pretty impressive. Check out the current numbers compared to the record number for this date. Perrysburg still outpacing that record. Buffalo not anywhere close, but we're near double the average for this time of the year. Pretty much since October 10th, a dip in the jet stream over the eastern U.S. has led to a very persistent pattern of cold air. Now, though only a couple of days have been brutally cold in western New York, only 7 days have made it above average since early October. That same dip in the jet stream that brought in all the cold air also brought several rounds of areas of low pressure that have brought several rounds of widespread snow. And of course, that's helped to kick up our lake effect behind each storm, too. The combo of cold air and storms played right into Lake Erie's wheelhouse. And the water temperature has been perfect for lake effect snow, right in the 40s. Lake temperatures have actually been below average since late October, something we didn't see the past 3 seasons. So what could this tell us going forward? To start, I went the other way and took a look back. Since 1940, we've had 40 Novembers with above average snowfall, just like this year. Out of those 40, 19 of them wound up being a part of an above average season for us here in western New York. But out of those 19, 17 of those seasons had at least 100 inches of snow, last year being included. One shining example, though, the winter of 1976 to 1977. You may remember it as the year of the blizzard of 77, of course. That November, we started off with 31.3 inches of snow at the Buffalo Airport, close to 200 inches for the season. And before you get to thinking about that lake, it was frozen over from mid-December all the way through late April. So lake effect really wasn't in play here. So, shocker, looking at past data, at least for western New York, really doesn't help with a situation like this looking forward to the rest of the season. Let's say the pattern does play out the way it has so far. If colder than average temperatures continue through the season, in theory, Lake Erie should freeze up a little bit earlier than normal. If that's the case, lake effect snow may shut down. But that doesn't count out the possibility of some widespread snow across western New York. But plot twist, of course, the pattern is not expected to continue on like it has for the past 6 to 8 weeks. Remember El Nino? Yeah, that's still in the cards. A pattern like that typically brings milder weather to parts of the eastern U.S. But remember, milder in January, February, March could still end up meaning temperatures in the low to mid 30s for highs and probably some mid to upper 20s for lows. Still plenty cold enough for some snow, but if it's mild enough, Lake Erie may thaw out for a little bit, and that could open us back up to lake effect. Long story short, I think we're still in the running for that above average snowfall season that we called for with our Storm Team 2 winter outlook. You can check that out if you missed it. That's at WGRZ.com. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Heather's Weather Wise. Feel free to send me your weather questions anytime on social media. I'll see you next week with a new episode, but until then, remember, it's good to be a geek.